action.
Pilots, welcome back to RC Air Training Command. We're here today with the Parkzone Spitfire. Of course, it's been around for a minute, but we really like it. It's a great flying plane, and I actually finally figured out how to really get around with her on the grass. Only special weather, though, and conditions. When the grass is lush, forget it. When it's dried out, you can handle it. I'm flying with the stock battery, stock everything, flight retracts, and this thing's really neat. I got about 70 flights on it after today.
When he says flights, he means each battery. 70 batteries have been through this little guy.
That's a lot of landing. I did do a little bit of modifications just on airflow a little bit. I cut this out. There's a little panel line there, and I actually drilled some holes in some of these. And the best air exit for this plane, since it doesn't have one, is there, where the wires come through. I did actually also cut this and through the fuse as well, so things can breathe. Things can breathe pretty good. Usually on the grass I have a high rate elevator for some ground authority, but here on the pavement it's not necessary. Alright pilots, here we go. And we're going to limbo right after takeoff.
Right under the line.
Trip the light, fantastic. Parkzone did an excellent job designing this Spitfire, and it's about, what is it, 43.5-inch wingspan. It's their 15 size motor. It's the same power system that comes with the Parkzone Thunderbolt, and it's really got a lot of pep. And we're strafing the minivan. Oh, I'm landing. My battery is faded. Something.
Okay, we got emergency. And he bellied that one right in.
Nice belly landing. What in the world?
Well, no wonder it didn't. It did what it did.
What?
Your pilot's sleeping. Wake him up.
He is asleep.
I know it.
Surely.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
No problem at all. Everything held up. I got a little mud in my scoop.
You blew a scoop out.
I blew my scoop out. Well, weird. I checked my voltage on the batteries.
Ooh, nice takeoff. Look at that. All scaly and stuff.
Hey, come over.
I'm coming.
I'm not sure if this is the same kind of battery. Beautiful. Stall turn. Really beautiful flyer. And you know, we love the way these different airframes behave, and that's why somebody who doesn't fly doesn't know why you need more than one. But we know, and we're not mad at you. Now let's do the routine. Let's do a Cuban 8 with this one. Very responsive. I've got her set up on, you know, low rates and ample amount of expo, and it's still very crisp on the controls. Very crisp. Nice big barrel roll.
But yeah, like I was mentioning before, this plane, when I first got it, I definitely was spooked by its slippery nature. The airframe itself just looks fast. And so I was one of those guys who, of course I was flying off grass too. So I was landing hot, didn't have enough elevator authority, and I did end up on my back a lot. And then once I really got a good feel for the plane, I realized how slow I could land it. And managed to even have some success without nose over on the grass, which is, I think, a feat with this one. I'll show you here once we land. The only one modification I did to the landing gear was to bend the axles where the tire itself is 90 degrees to the deck. You know, when you buy the pre-bent struts and you put them on, what you're going to see is the wheels at an angle to the ground. And I believe that caused me a little rolling resistance. And so once I fixed that, I started having less trouble. Well, that was a nice pass. I sped it up because I was like, man, was that me or am I fading that much? I'd like to give you a couple slow passes, guys. It really lets you see how pretty she is. This is kind of how a real one would be moving. Gear down.
Careful of the tree.
Those airplane magnets are son of a gun once again.
Oh, look at that, nice.
So settle into a nice descent, and when I like it, I pour a little throttle on and try to maintain it.
Oh, a nice Spitfire bounce.
Little bounce, but I want to stick with it. How was that?
Very nice.
You know, you can really tell when the gear are dropped, the drag and resistance that you've got with this airframe. It really likes having her gear tucked up.
Very nice.
Steer your feet, steer your feet. And in a tight field like this, as I mentioned, I cut my throttle and then I give a little back. Right now I'm coming in fast enough on the dead stick that it's going to be okay. Three green lights, we're good to go.
Now, if you notice, he's got that module to make it sound like a real aircraft. Even with the prop off, it sounds like a real aircraft.
Very cool. The Spitfire does great out here on the pavement. It really does. And those of you who have the plane, you can tell that my wheels are basically 90 degrees to the plane of the deck.
Now that's because they were kind of out in an angle like this, correct?
The axles were 90 degree to the angle of the strut.
Gotcha.
Now they're 90 degree to the deck, and that really helped as far as the rolling resistance go. I have no problem. As you see, it rolled out like a freight train. This is just a little guy, you know. Really like it. Really do. I'll probably always keep this one around. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to RC Air Training Command. As always, subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook as well. And we really appreciate you watching our videos, and let us know what you think. We're excited to bring them to you. Thanks a lot.